the fourth reason why you should not use cost in order to set your price, the reason 4, is the following. Price is not a question of cost, but a question of value. In most cases, when you buy something, you know the price, but you don't know anything about the cost. And I should say that most of the time, you don't even care about this. You ask yourself questions in such terms: what value has it got for me? What usage will I do with those things? And I think a good example of that is this very light board that you see. It is the first time I use it. I should say it is the first time we use it. We just finished building that light board last week. And a light board is not something that you can buy. It's not for sale, actually. You can do it yourself. You go to do-it-yourself supermarket, and you try to figure what kind of materials you could use in order to do this. You will find some tutorials on the internet, but you can't buy it. So there's no price for it as such, but of course you can know what the cost is. For instance, as far as I remember, the cost of the different parts we purchased was around 250 euros for that thing. And then what would make it a little bit more difficult is that we worked on it. Let's say that we worked 6 hours. We would have to value those 6 hours, but since I'm not teaching management accounting right now, and that I want you to think about the value, I will leave it as it is. Then if you use your cost, and if you're not very sophisticated in the way you calculate your cost, but if you use them as a basis for setting price, what you could do is to take your 250 euros and do like the restaurants do. The restaurants very often apply a coefficient to the ingredients they buy. So let's imagine that we apply a coefficient of 3 to that those direct materials. So let's say that we would set a price of 750 euros for this. Then, of course, for most people, a light board has no usage value whatsoever. They have no needs for that. And of course, they wouldn't be ready to pay 750 euros. Maybe they wouldn't be ready to pay anything for it. If we were organizing an auction, maybe some people would offer nothing, or they would offer a price which would be much lower than 750 euros. But of course, if you consider a school like ESCP Europe, we have a lot of professors, hundreds. We have a lot of lecturers, and we do think that the light board is a great opportunity to create videos which are original, and that would make the professors at ease, because they would be asked to do exactly what they usually do. They would teach, and they would write, and they would be in a context which is favorable. So what would be the value perceived by a school like this one? Of course, it's hard to tell. And again, if you ask people about the value, the challenge is that everyone will perceive a different value.